So I think that for a lot of us, one big problem for entrepreneurs and business owners in general, real estate agents and anyone out there, is that we are very much known for underestimating the difficulty of every task. So we have the vision, and then we break it all the way down to roles and responsibilities and things to be accountable for, and then the daily activities that actually drive it. And then in between, you have all these meetings and issues arise, and then it's like every week, you get kind of pulled further and further and further from that direct path. How do you keep people from just going on these little side projects that come up within an organization? We're talking like higher level entrepreneurial stuff, but how do you keep people focused to say, all right, well, adding this little profit center here is not like it today. How do you keep your students from?
No, that's a great question. So, and that question comes up as an effect of the non-causality of what we just talked about. Mm-hmm. Meaning, that only comes up when we, as owners of the organization, haven't gotten massively clear on what our vision is, what our values are, the mission, and then what competencies we're going to train our people on consistently so they're competent enough to do the work. So a lot of people, they get into a business or they get hired into a company and the leader's like in it, they got their stuff, they're doing their thing, and then the people aren't doing anything. You have to look at people just like children, not in a condescending way, right. In a way of, if they knew what you knew, they'd be you. So if the vision isn't clear, the values aren't clear, and the values aren't used to teach the competencies, I'll give you an example. Whenever I would do something with another real estate company we know, I just know one of the values, KW. It's win-win or no deal. Is one of the values. Well, whenever I did a workshop and helping people actually make phone calls to other humans, there's a statistical fact that 90% of for sale by owners, they sell, or they don't sell without a meeting. It's a fact. So, if you're calling someone, and when they do sell without an agent, they sell 25% lower in most markets. So if you're not calling the for sale by owner, how does that align with the values of the company, which is win-win or no deal? Integrity, do the right thing.
So you're implanting people to understand that you have to believe in your service so much that you have to do everything in your power to land it.
So there's two prongs to this. It's the values have to be clear and used as teaching the competencies, and then the competencies, like the how to make that call, has to be clear too. And when that's done, and the leader that's teaching them does it with them, it increases the probability that they'll actually do it. And when they actually do it in a way that gets them positive results, their confidence goes up.
It's like every single task, the smallest things in life have to have their own mini visions, and that's like one thing when it comes to cold calling.
Yes.
On the sales level of things, and anything that you do, you're knocking on doors, following up, and asking for referrals. You actually have to have a positive outcome that has already happened in your mind before you make that call, and knowing what's going to happen on the other end, versus somebody who comes into it like, oh God, I hope no one picks up this phone. I don't want to talk to anyone, and that's a damaging thought process that will have you forcing to rush off the phone if they do pick up, instead of thinking of everything you can do to win-win, no deal type of a scenario.
And I want to be real clear on this. It's not about the competency. I mean, it's not about what the leadership wants their people to do, because that's interchangeable. For example, the cultural alignment that's created can be about leveraging all of the employees' personal Facebooks to build a business. I've personally done that with my company. Everyone that's a part of Culture Matters uses their personal Facebook to grow the business.
Smart.
Like, you've seen that, haven't you?
I do it personally.
They're all using. So it doesn't need to be a cold call, or it doesn't need to be a door knocking. Whatever the competency that the owner wants their people to learn and understand, that comes after getting really clear on what the vision, the mission, and the values are, because we use that to start developing their ethos, meaning their mindset, meaning their competencies. Right. So in a business, when that isn't clear, let's go back. When the leadership isn't clear on their vision, I'm talking about so clear that it's written down, it's out there, people see it. They talk about it, and this goes into like the types of meetings that need to happen, how often they need to happen, what they need to look like. When it isn't massively clear, it increases the turnover and decreases the productivity because everybody is on different pages. And what builds a country, a group, a movement, or a business is when everyone is on the same page and the employees can model the behavior of the management, and the management model the behavior of the founding leadership.